Hi, my name is Manuel Marthal, host of Life of a Filmmaker and Photographer. I'm an up-and-coming filmmaker photography. Come and walk with me as I navigate through this filming industry and watch me make it to the top. See you soon. Are you ready? Are you ready? How you guys doing? I'm back. I know you guys miss me. If I wasn't myself, I would have missed my damn self too. So today, I'm over here doing the podcast with my boy, Ben. Introduce yourself, man.
Yo, I'm Benjamin Davis. How's everybody going?
All right, this your first podcast?
My very first podcast.
For real, for real?
My very first podcast.
Oh, snap.
I know.
Okay.
My very first podcast.
All right, you guys. So today he's going to lose his virginity and is doing this podcast, you know, not in real life, but we talking about podcast. This is his first time podcast. Like, come on. Never mind, you guys.
Pop that podcast cherry.
Right, there you go. So, Ben, tell us about yourself. Because I know you sell life insurance, and I want you to get in details about that and talk about everything else that you doing. So go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. So, once again, Benjamin, I'm 26 years old. I'm originally from Tulsa, Oklahoma. I moved to Dallas.
Oklahoma.
Yes, sir. I moved to Dallas in 2008 with my mom, and I've been here ever since. So for the last 16 years, I've been here. Ironically, life insurance wasn't the very first thing I wanted to do. I originally started with basketball. That's all I ever known. My plan B was animation, so I went to college for both basketball and animation.
So
Yeah.
you do animation?
Yeah, I know how to draw.
Me
Comic
too.
books. I know how to make cartoons. Everything.
Hold up. So, because I'm working on the children's book, you want to do the animation?
Yeah, I can do that.
Let's do this, boy. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, yeah, that's dope. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, so I went to college, did basketball and animation. Once I got to my second year, I realized I wasn't going to get recognized because there was another person that was being checked out as well. His name was Cameron Hunt. He's now playing in the EuroLeague for Germany. And so once I realized that, I was like, you know what? What's next for me? So I got out of college. For about 2 years, I kind of hopped around from job to job trying to figure out what I was going to do. So, or what I was going to be passionate about. What ended up happening was there was a guy who met my girlfriend at the time. And they had a conversation. She got started in the industry. I came 3 months later. And from there, we started taking off together in business.
Okay.
And so from there, we eventually we end up not staying together. We broke up. She quit. I stayed. And now I've been growing out this business for the last 3 years.
Okay, and what's the name of this business?
It is Alpha Life Insurers, Ali for short.
So, how long you been doing this life insurance?
Going on 3 years now. In March, will be 3 years.
Excuse me. What drives you? What motivates you to continue staying in industry, continue doing insurance, and why continue doing this insurance versus among like a whole bunch of other insurance that's out there?
So for me, the biggest impact that started me with insurance was the fact that I was able to help people. And so I was like, let me be able to help people the way I can. The biggest thing was I was like, hey, when it comes to basketball, I was going to use all that money I was going to make there to fund for other people. Now I can teach people financial literacy, family financial literacy, how to be able to build generational wealth, because a lot of people don't know about that. The biggest reason why I stayed in it is because 10 years ago, in February of 2014, I had a deaf cousin who ended up passing away.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you, I appreciate it. But yeah, it's because he was hanging around the wrong crowd, ended up robbing a store clerk out in Oklahoma, and ended up getting shot in the back. And so, he left a mother, 4 kids, and a wife behind. And so I was, at the time I was learning ASL. I just started learning ASL.
Okay. And
so I had one conversation with him. It was a little rocky, but I had one conversation with him. After that, I was like, I'm gonna continue going, and then And so I was like, I just never know who else I'm going to impact in life because I know ASL. And now 10 years later, I've been able to use it in everyday walks of life, and the people I get a chance to meet. You just never know whose day I get to make because I know ASL. The third reason why I stayed in the industry is because I had an uncle who ended up randomly passing away in like 2016, and we didn't have money to fund for his funeral, so he ended up having to get cremated. Okay. And I was like, yeah, unless someone wants to be cremated, then let's give them an option whether they want to be cremated or buried.
Correct.
Instead of just being up to the family because we didn't have the money for it.
Okay. Why this company?
So the reason why I went ahead and stayed with this company is because so I'm with PHP, People Helping People, which is a Patrick Bet-David company. He recently sold the company to Integrity Marketing Group for $300 million, and so now he's like one of the he's like a half a billionaire by now, probably a little bit more. So I'm with PHP, People Helping People. And I chose to stay around just because the different types of mentors I've had. And so, even if I'm not able to connect with one person, I'm able to talk to someone else like, hey, what's your experience on this? How have you gotten past this? What's been your journey in business to where I can overcome the things that I'm going through to be able to surpass. And so that was one of the reasons why I stayed, was because of the mentorship. Two is because unlike most life insurance agents, most of them represent one company, one product. The cool thing about me is I get to represent several different companies for several different products, whether if it's term, whole life, IUL, annuities, or different riders that come on life insurance that maybe not a lot of people know about, free of charge.
Okay, how long this company been around?
They've been around since October 2009.
Nice. Any celebrities that they had?
Yes, we've actually had a few people invest into the company, such as Oscar De La Hoya, Gabrielle Brenner. We've had Magic Johnson endorse us. We've had Kobe Bryant endorse us. We've had Kevin Hart come to big events. We've had President George Bush come to our big events.
Which George Bush?
President George W. Bush. So the son, not the father.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we've also had people such as Deion Sanders come to our big events.
Really?
We've had Shaquille O'Neal at our big events.
Nice.
So we've had a lot of different celebrities, a lot of entertainers, and a lot of different sports people who have shown up to our big events or supported us in business or been investors in the business.
Okay. So what do you look for in a client? And when you do get a client, what do you expect them to want from you, and what type of offer can you offer for them that no other life insurance could offer them?
So typically I tend to go more towards the black and brown middle class.
Why is that?
Because we're the least financial literate that's in the entire world. I say a lot of it's just because not just our environments, but also just the way that we're raised. Not everyone has the specific type of knowledge that we have, and a lot of times we get stuck in the old ways of making money, building wealth, where it's get a job, go to school, get a job, and then raise a family. Which now is a little different because money back in 1950 is not the same of money that's here in 2024.
Nope. A loaf of bread was a penny.
Yep, exactly. So typically, like I said, towards the black and brown middle class, so that way I can give them financial literacy as well as being able to help them fund for certain things without having them to come out of pocket or use their entire life savings to do so, such as like college scholarships, community grants, or being able to fund for businesses themselves without them having to, again, save up the money or having to come out of pocket for it.
And what is your 5 to 10 year goal with this company?
So within 5 years, be one of the youngest millionaires. Right now I'm not gonna be the actual youngest because the youngest is 27. And I'm a year away from it. So
hey, who knows?
I possibly could. I possibly could.
Don't shoot yourself down, man.
But yeah. So I say within 2 to 3 years, be a millionaire. And then 5, I'd say at that point, be a board counsel.
What is that?
So it's where I'm one of the chairmen of the company. So now I'm making decisions along with the top dogs.
Nice.
Not a lot of people can really say they do that, but yeah. So being a board counsel within the company, so I'm one of the top guys making decisions of where the company is going, trips that we take, and who we have coming to our big events. So yeah, that's within 3-5 years. 10-year goal. Definitely still being within the industry, still being with the company. At that point, is seeing how many other agencies I can build.
Okay.
How many other people I can help build their own agency to where now they're making their dreams come true, and I'm just there being a coach.
Nice. What continue to drive and motivate you with this business?
Every day, right now, seeing my mom get up and having to continue working a job. Even though she comes every single day coming home like, hey, I'm tired, I can't do this, I can't do that, or she's on her off day and all she wants to do is lay in bed and watch TV. And it's like, it kind of sucks. So I'm like, well, like what more can I do as a son to help my mom? So eventually getting her retired, so that way she at that point she has more energy to do what she wants
and
to
live
do.
her life.
Yeah, exactly. And then being able to give her grandkids.
Yeah.
So that way I get.
How many kids do you want to have?
So it started with 2. And then
I don't see you with 2.
Yeah, then after a while I was like maybe 3 just in case if I have twins. Just in case, but I was like that's a maybe. I only want 2. Then eventually that 2 became 3 for sure. I was like, okay, I can do 3. And then after a while it became 3 at the minimum. But there is no max. So potentially if I end up having the whole NBA roster or the whole NBA itself, where it's just like all 458 players have my last name.
With the same lady, right?
Yup. But no, just 3 minimum. But there is no limit. So just however many me and my wife can make within the time frame.
Okay. So with this company that you're working with, you done 3 years so far. What is the long-term outcome with it? Like when would you let's switch that. How do you react, or what's in your mind when you receive the no's?
In the beginning, I'll say those no's hit a lot harder because when you're just getting in, there's an acronym called FAIL, and FAIL is first is of oh my goodness, I'm forgetting the acronym, but it's first attempt in learning.
Nice.
That's what it is, and so that's what fail is. It's just first attempt in learning, and so the more you're kind of talking to people, obviously you get a little nervous, and then they're kind of like, some will say yes. You'll get more no's than you say. You get more no's than people will say yes, and so then after a while you kind of start developing a harder skin and being able to shake those no's a lot quicker. Once you get out of the nervous phase, you then get into the mechanical phase, where you're like talking to the person and you just say everything just like that you need to say, and then that's it. There's nothing else. If people try to come at you with like another question, you're like, let me get back to you. Let me just get your number. It's kind of something like that. The third one is where you become natural. You start asking more questions. You're being able to go with the flow. and then you get less no's, because now at that point you've already either found a pain point, or you're able to problem solve for them, or find a problem that they have and then be able to solve for it.
Okay.
Whether if it's making additional income or being able to find a policy in place for their family.
Now, my next question is: let's say a person wants to join. How do they? What's the process of them joining and becoming a member and doing the same thing that you do?
Absolutely.
And what do you get by having them join?
So, starting with the last question, I don't get anything from having them join, except for just being able to help them build their dreams.
Okay.
Now, I will say the only thing I do get from that is, let's say if they was to get a sale, make get a policy in place, I make override. So whatever the additional spread of our commissions is, that's what I make. I don't take any money from that person. I make my own separate sale from it.
Oh, nice.
So for example, if they're like at 50% and I'm at 70, I make a 20% override.
Okay, that ain't bad.
Yeah,
so that's good. That's
exactly.
Good, yeah.
And let's say if they're 40 and I'm 70, I make 30% override. So it just depends on the contract level, whether they're beginning or if they're already seasoned or farther in the game. And then what it would take for someone to get in is, one, being able to learn more about the company, who we are, what we do, how we do it, and potentially what's in it for them. And then the license altogether in the state of Texas is actually the cheapest anyone's ever had, like anywhere in the U.S. It's around $350 to $370. So
one-time fee.
Yep, one-time fee. And so only what is it? So I don't know any other business that you can start for under, I say what, like $2-3 grand. Most businesses takes a lot of money you put into it.
Yeah, and time.
Yeah, this one is just the $350, $370 that you put in, and then from there you're able to build and scale your own business.
Okay. My next question is, how can people find you?
You can either find me on social media or find me around the DFW area, because I'm always moving around. So on social media, for Instagram, it is official Ben Murray, Murray, all one word, no special letters or anything. It's just official Ben Murray. And then on YouTube, it is Ben from PHP, not spaces, so Ben from PHP, kind of like Jake from State Farm. but yeah, so there's that. And then also, like I said again, just catch me around the DFW area, because I'll be moving around. I'm starting to get to the point where I've networked so much, I'm starting to rerun into the same people I met either a year ago or within the last 3 years. So yeah.
Okay, what about this? What if people don't live in DFW, but they want to get life insurance, or they want to join the business, or most better, they want to join the business and get life insurance, but they don't live in the state of Texas?
Yeah.
Like, how can you help them?
So is what we call a national co-leadership program. So for example, if you are in a different state or different city, what we'll do, we'll find you a local office within your area, so that way, even though I'm someone you got connected with, I can connect you with someone else in that area, so that way you still have mentorship, direct mentorship. You still have someone in person leading you, helping you build, scale, and grow your business. And then from there, you'll be able to do whatever you need to do, whether it's get insurance or be able to get into the business, or both. If that's not what you want to do and you still want to have direct mentorship with me, then what we'll do, we'll have our weekly Zooms, so that way we'll then be able to help you with whatever you got to do, and then our daily Zooms for the times that we just need to have conversations, see what we can do to get you to your next.
Okay. Now, I've been saving this question why isn't it so important to get life insurance? Like, a lot of people like, man, I'll be all right. Like, or some people figure like, I don't have no kids. It's just me, so I don't need it. Like, why life insurance is so important, and why life insurance is not talked about in the community, in the Black community, the Hispanic community, and I will include the Native American community.
You just threw that in there because I'm half Native.
Yeah.
So
they gotta get some love too now.
They do. They gotta get a lot of love because there's a lot of them. But how much time do I have? Cause
you good.
So
you good, man.
So just based on what you just said, a lot of times the reason why people don't know about life insurance and everything that it has to offer is because the government doesn't make any money off of life insurance. So because there's no taxes on insurance, there's nothing that the government gets from insurance, and insurance is also protected behind 3 tax codes: 7702, 72E, and 101A. And so 7702 allows you to be able to store money into your life insurance policy without anyone being able to touch it except you. Okay. So if there's any lawsuits against you, the government is coming after you, some bill collectors, some creditors, or let's just say you have a really bad wife that's trying to take everything in the divorce. That is the one thing really no one can touch except you. So if you have money in there, all that money is for you. And the stock market can't touch it. So like it grows with the market, but anytime the market crashes, your money stays protected. So anything that you have in your insurance policy is not able to be touched outside of you. And then 72E, it allows you to pass down death benefit tax-free. And then 101A is along the same lines, but this is where you're able to borrow against it without taking any taxes away from it. So one is because a lot of people don't know that the government doesn't make money from it, so they don't talk about it. And then for the single people who don't have kids or don't feel the need for insurance, ironically, again, you're able to use it to store money inside of it, and then whenever you're ready to, let's say, buy a business or buy real estate, you can take money from your policy, use it to fund that, and then you could then take money from the asset you just bought, put it back in your policy, and then take some more money from your policy and buy another asset. So now what you're doing is creating infinite banking without using the banking system. So now you are your own bank. A few examples of it being used in the real life is Ray Kroc at McDonald's. He had a life insurance policy. He bought the McDonald's from the McDonald's brothers, and then now he has, the asset that he done created. Same thing with Walt Disney when banks thought it was stupid to have a themed amusement park. And so what ended up happening was he took money from his whole life policy, used it to fund for the construction of Disneyland in Anaheim, California.
Really?
Yeah. And that right there is what started the trend of Disneyland, because he used money from his life insurance policy. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been able to do so because banks told him no. And any loan sharks was like, no, that just sounds stupid. So those are just a few real life examples. We have other examples such as J.C. Penney, Doris Christopher with Pampered Chef, Leland and Jane Leland and Jane Stanford for Stanford University. There's a lot of different examples. So for the single people, just being able to have money inside your policy to fund for different assets that you may want or need. And then for the Black and brown families, is that you're able to actually use your life insurance policy to fund for your children's schools, to fund for community events such as schools, recreation centers, parks, or things you just want to put together for for the community, such as like maybe handing out turkeys for Thanksgiving or hams for Christmas. Like you're able to use your policy for that without you having to use your own money. It's something that's already there.
And do you pay it back? Is it like a loan?
So it is like a loan.
Okay.
Depending on the policy and depending on the carrier. So if you're using your IUL, which is Index Universal Life Policy, the one you can store money into, if you're using that to fund for it, then yes, you're using a loan that you have to pay back. If you're using another carrier's policy, then what you'd be able to do is use the community grant, and that community grant gives you money that you don't have to pay back. You just let them know, hey, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm needing it for, and this is the funding that I need. And then they'll write you for the grant up to $4,400, pay you out, and then you're able to then use that for whatever you're using it for. Same thing with nonprofit organizations being able to use it, churches, and like I said, community leaders.
Because I'm working on my non-profit so I can use it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I keep hearing you talk about policy. Like, how many policy do you guys have? What's the difference between the two? Well, between all of them, pros and cons, and who will be qualified for those policies?
Yeah, absolutely. So, life insurance is very simple to understand. There's only 3 types. There's term, which gives you a high death benefit for a low cost for an extended amount of time, up to 30 years. The second one is permanent, which is like term. It just lasts forever. It costs a little bit more. And then the third one is the tax-free retirement, which is IUL, whole life. Those is like a retirement and death benefit rolled into one. So you still get access to the stock market without having any market losses, and you're able to have a lifetime income rider. So when you go to retire at age 65, whatever money you have in your policy, even if it hits 0, you still continue to get paid that same amount every year for the rest of your life.
Okay.
And so those are just the 3 types of insurances. There's also annuities, which is for retirement purposes. So if you have an old 401k, an IRA, or 403b, TSP, any of those other retirement accounts, you can roll that over into an annuity and allow your money to continually grow without you having to touch it. And again, you still get access to the market, no market losses. It protects against probates. So if anything was to happen to you, and everything goes up in flames because you didn't have a will or anything like that, then it protects against probate. You get growth potential. You have no fees, no market losses, and then you also have the lifetime income rider. So again, you're able to live off your money for the rest of your life till you retire, or till you decide to pass away, or even if, like I said, if the account hits 0, you still get the money.
Dope. That's real dope. And again, how can people get in contact with you again?
Again, through Instagram.
Because you're going to have some people who want to join.
Yeah, so through Instagram at official Ben Murray, all one word, MURRAY. And then also on YouTube, which is Ben from PHP. There's 3 words, so Ben from PHP, like Jake from State Farm.
All right. Is there any other information you want to give to people before we head out?
Yeah, you did have one question I didn't answer, but it did slip my mind. It was after you asked about the different types of insurances.
Yeah.
it was after you asked the different types of insurances. It kind of slipped my mind, but I don't quite remember what it was that you asked. But you said it was different types of insurances and one other thing, but
pros and cons of the insurance, and does who would qualify for those types of insurance?
Oh yeah, the qualifications for it. That was the question. So yeah, life insurance is also based on 3 things, which is age, gender, and health. So if you're young, then you can get very cheap insurance. Like when I say
Really?
very affordable, like because I'm healthy
Mm-hmm.
and I'm young. Like I said, I'm 26. I got my insurance when I was 23. I have a $2 million policy for $150 a month. Not a lot of people can say that.
Okay, so what about me? How would I? So my insurance, since I'm
So
42,
so for you, when I looked it up, there was two different companies I found for $1 million for you, and it
how much
was
would that
around.
be?
One company said 137. The other company said 152.
137 for $1 million?
Yes, for someone who's 42 years old.
Hell yeah!
And then
I better not tell no other woman I'm dealing with because she might try to kill me.
right, be like that one Martin and Gina episode.
Yeah.
Martin, I'll kill you for $2 million.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then
What about for $2 million?
2 mil. I didn't check, but I'd have to check for you. The other thing was age, gender, health. So if you're a female, life insurance is more affordable for you. Even if you're on the older side, it's still very affordable. I know, because they'd rather have people in the nail salon painting nails than people jumping out of planes with no parachute. So yeah, females also get it more affordable. So if you're young, you're a female, and you have good health, it'll be very affordable for you. Now for men, I can say that insurance does cost a little bit more, so you may not get the same benefits.
The stress that we deal with and the BS that we deal with everyday world.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so that's the luxury of insurance, is that as long as you get it while you're young, you're you're in good health, and well, I can't say the gender thing, but as long as you get it young and in good health, you'll get a very affordable policy within a reasonable time.
How long does it last?
So it just depends on what you're getting. Like I said, there's term. So you with term, there's 10-year, 20-year, and 30-year terms.
Okay.
So we're getting to the point where we're outliving term. So like a 26-year-old definitely lived past 56. So a lot of times we'd end up getting a permanent policy because it lasts a lot longer. But the cool thing about it, like I said, you get it at a more affordable rate because you're young.
I like it. I like it. So, what's the name of the company?
Again, I represent Alpha Life Insurers, which is my brand, my entity, my brokerage. But I'm under the PHP agency umbrella with Patrick Bet-David representing Integrity Marketing Group.
And where's the information again?
Again, you can reach out to me on my Instagram at official Ben Murray, and you can also follow me on YouTube, Ben from PHP.
Well, you guys, that's my time. Oh, wait. So, I know you guys haven't heard from me in a while. And the reason why you guys haven't heard from me in a long time, because I've been working on a big project. I'm working on my nonprofit organization, and I am looking forward to launch for next year. So, anybody that's willing to help or any type of way, doors is welcome. I'm excited about it. So yeah, you guys can help me. And so this is the last episode of the year, because you guys know normally around November and December, because I know I got a lot of new subscribers, and I really appreciate it to everybody that subscribed. Please promote the show so I can get more people. So I'm trying to get that 100,000 subscribers.
Bet I got you. Bet I got you.
And so, like, I'm excited. You guys know the first podcast of next year is January 1st, so I'll be ready. And I upgrade the equipment, so you guys will see next year. You guys will see the biggest difference. So yeah, thank you guys for all the love and support. Please support my boy Ben. Get your life insurance, or if you're looking for a job, join his company and go ahead and get that bag. So you guys got to take care of yourself, So life insurance, don't be selfish saying that you will be straight. If you got a family, take care of your family, because at the end of the day, anything could happen to you. And if you truly care and love your family, you don't want to leave them with a whole bunch of bills and everything. Or, because I ain't gonna lie, if it was me, I'd just say, bury that motherfucker in the backyard and call it a day. Like, I got time for that.
Yeah.
It's free. So, yes, you guys, so go ahead, get in contact with Ben, ask whatever questions you guys have, just in case I didn't ask them or you guys have more questions. Just get in contact. He's very friendly. He's open. So, yeah, that's my take. One love, two fingers, and I'm out. See y'all next year. Merry Christmas.